The recipe I wanted to share today is another one of my most requested recipes. When I make them, my kids have taken them to functions and work, and people ask for this recipe quite a bit. It is from the cookbook that I collected recipes from my family. It's a recipe that I got from my sister Shauna. And when they submitted recipes, I told them, if you have a story that goes with the recipe, include that with the recipe. And the story that she shared was that her kids used to take piano lessons from an aunt. And each week when they went for piano lessons, the aunt always made cookies for them. And one of their favorite cookies that she made was a frosted banana cookie. My nephew especially loved the frosted banana cookie. So she asked her for the recipe, asked their aunt for the recipe so she could make it because he loved this cookie so much. And she made it for them, and when they came home from school and he saw that his mom had made these cookies, he ate so many that he got physically sick. He threw up because he just gorged on these cookies. He loved them so much. And after that time, whenever she made cookies, he would only eat just one after he got sick from eating too many. He still liked them, but he would only eat one. So when I read that story about how he wanted to eat so many that it made him sick, I thought, that sounds like a recipe that's pretty good. I need to try it. And I do like this recipe a lot. And my kids like it a lot too. So if you like banana bread especially, I think you will really like this recipe for frosted banana cookies.
A trick that I learned from my Aunt Betty was when I had bananas that were going brown, throw them in the freezer with the peel on and all, and they're ready to use whenever you need them for a recipe. The first thing you want to do with this cookie recipe is cream together your shortening, your butter, and your sugar. Once those are mixed together, you add in your egg and cream that until it is smooth, and then you'll add in your vanilla and your bananas. I have my bananas that had been in the freezer. I let them thaw out. If you take one little end off of the banana, it will slide right out. If you're not using bananas that had been frozen and then thawed, so they're not mushy like mine, you want to smash your bananas, and so they will mix in and make a smooth batter. When that mixture is creamed together well, you will sift your dry ingredients on top and mix that together until you have a nice smooth dough. Scrape down the sides of the bowl as you need to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Scoop that batter onto a prepared cookie sheet and leave a couple of inches in between each of the cookies so they'll have space to spread out a little bit. Bake them at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. I like to put my oven light on whenever I'm baking things so I can have a peek at them and keep an eye on them while they bake. While your cookies are baking, you can work on the frosting and make that. You will cook on the stove the brown sugar, butter, and cream until it is mixed together well. Stir it frequently until it starts to boil. Once it starts to boil, turn the heat off and add vanilla and your powdered sugar. I like to use a spatula to stir my frosting to start with to get the powdered sugar incorporated, and then use a whisk to make sure that I get a nice smooth frosting. When your cookies are done baking, take them out of the oven, let them sit for a few minutes on the cookie sheet, and then transfer them to a wire rack. Let them cool just a few minutes more, and then you can start frosting them. I like to frost them when they're still a little bit warm, so the frosting gets nice and smooth on the top. To be honest, my daughter likes these cookies better without the frosting, so you don't even have to make the frosting on them. The frosting has kind of a caramel flavor to it, so if that's something that appeals to you, then frost them and enjoy. If not, leave them without the frosting.